into the server. Pistol round with ATK on the CT side. Team 1 on the T side of their own map pick. And I'm not going to say a lot rests on this pistol round because it's just going to be that early momentum that really is decided by this pistol. I think both teams can rebound from losing this pistol very easily.
Well, Team 1 wins 85% of them here on Overpass, so you have to favor them finding success here. And they've already got the opener onto MOTM. 5v4. As they are going to take full control of long. We do still have a couple of players here for ATK on the A site who can deny, and Mistim's hunting for information, jumping up and down on top of the truck. Eventually he's going to see something. He even tries to drag himself down, using physics collisions to his advantage. Still, they're not really showing themselves. Team 1 actually playing this really well to ensure that they won't be seen until the very last moment. And there comes Pesa storming on out. Good smoke thrown for Bank, and that isolates the player that would have given all the information. Then Pesa ducks around the edge of it to spot out Mistim. What a great start here for Team 1. Love this strat, and the shots even better.
The shots are coming in great for Team 1. Only 2 players left, Swisher and Bodenmaster. Dooley's out for Swish. He does a little bit of damage and mows down 1 player, looking for the second. He will not get the second, and Swisher does love using unorthodox pistols and pistol rounds. There was a time he used the Deagle almost exclusively, but Maluk will finish off Boden there in the end with those dual Berettas picked up from the corpse of Swish. That'll be the first round of the board for Team 1. They get the bomb down, so already they had things going for them, but it's going to be a force up for ATK. They'll give the scout over to Boden, a couple of Deagles, a FAMAS for Fady, Deagles on the rest of the squad, a little bit of utility as well. You cannot underestimate the ATK Deagles, much as you cannot underestimate the Brazilian Deagles over on Team 1.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. And Boden's very effective with that scout. Good nades tossed on forward from Team 1. Luke thinking about peering through that smoke, but decides against it. IDK doing work from party, or at least trying to fend off ATK, who continue to peek on forward. Boden still wants to take a shot at someone, but as it stands, Team 1 have backed off from this position. IDK holding for a long push, and as it looks like ATK want to try and hold from short A and short bathrooms, and now they're going to fall back with a couple of players taking the aggressive posturing. That's Fady and Swisher towards Monster, and only Swisher is going to push up now. Fady falls back.
They still have the information. That's the key thing. Boden gets the scout shot onto Maluk, and that's a good start for ATK. They already have the flank initiated from Swisher, too. He can be the early warning bell if Team 1 want to rotate back down to B, but that's why ATK have 4 players in confident position on the A site. They know their backside is covered. Swisher has the angles. Now he's starting to push a little more into T-spawn, getting even more into a more entrenched position where he can just get them all if they want to run back, because they're going to be stomping, but the hit's going to come in on A. He's going to be the flank. Boden's going to be here for the tags. The flash will come through. The smokes will go down. Boden swings out wide, but he is traded out finally by Pesadillo. Spray does a little bit on the mist, but there's still 3 players on this site, and Team 1 are running out of time. The bomb has to go down. Mistim's trying to be a smoke criminal, but it's Fady around Optimus, who drops 2 with the spray of the FAMAS. The bomb is not yet down. MOTM still haranguing in from Bank, and Mistim through the smoke has stopped the plant. 11 seconds to salvage the round for IDK. He's picked up 2, but Swisher is still on the flank, and there is no time for Pesadillo. He cannot plant, and Swisher knows it. He does not need a peek. He's won the round, and he might go for blood. He falls in the end, but it does not matter. ATK strike right back, and it all comes down to the monster push from Swisher and Fady in the beginning.
Yeah, and Fady coming out there and getting the 2K with the FAMAS to help out, and just absolutely phenomenal work from ATK to get the force by round victory. IDK at least salvages an AK out of that round, but he won't be able to bring anything else aside from that. Does invest into some util, and the rest of his team forces up whatever they can get. It's going to be 4 Deagles. We'll see if they can find some magic on a force buy of their own. ATK going to lose the first body. There's IDK with the headshot onto Boden. Swisher thinking about peering around trying to find this trade. He should be able to. No, he doesn't. It's MOTM who gets one, and now Maluk finds Swisher. Pesa drops MOTM. I can't believe Maluk doesn't go down. Swisher completely whiffs the spray, and it looks like the force by wars in the back and forth rounds could be starting here. Not over yet. ATK can still hang on. IDK going to be a threat here with that AK towards long. Fady needs to be careful. And missed him as well. I mean, once he opens his door.
Well, there's a hole in it, too.
Yeah.
If he peeked too aggressively, he gets spotted by Peso, who's now expecting a boost. Fady's playing very hyper-aggressive around bathrooms, but it's going to be a B end from the looks of things here. Unless they want to go back up con towards A, which would give Fady an opportunity. If he holds the left angle, he can get the kill, but TRK domes him down. And it looks like you will be correct in assuming that the Force by Wars will begin here, as Pace is watching for Mistum. The MP9 will not get the kill, but it will find the dink. And that should just about seal the deal. Unless Mistum has a 1v4 with 24 HP to get 3 kills. A very unlikely scenario here. Jump spots from Maluk over towards bathrooms. That will basically ensure that they know he's coming up through long. The swing comes in, the headshot, and that's just going to be a bailout call by Mistum. And sure enough, begun the Force by Wars have.
Yes, Mistum. He just wanted to get one frag on the fadeaway there. And he absolutely did that. So, there you go. We'll save the FAMAS into the next round, and we'll see. I mean, ATK invested quite heavily into this one, and coming out of it, they're only going to have $1,400. Maybe they won't go for it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
You have to. You're double ego.
Yeah. Yeah, they will. Okay. It makes sense. And as on top of the double eco, right, you don't want to give Team 1 that advantage for free. You want to try and fight back into it and get another force buy in your hands. But, man, ATK just really got picked apart there.
They did. And it all started with that opening deagle shot, and that's the thing. You can't underestimate the Brazilian deagles. Just as you couldn't underestimate the play from ATK the round prior. It's going to be two teams that are very, very good with the pistols, with the lesser buys. And it's going to be a very interesting one in the start, because these kind of force buy scenarios, these kinds of wars of attrition always favor the T side, which in this scenario would give Team 1 a big advantage early on. They don't go to many map 3s. I believe that it's something around at 18%. You mentioned the stat multiple times in the last series against Nouns, but Mistum's gone down first. Swisher's up on the wall, and he's let them all pass by. He's played the trigger discipline. He spams away, but he cannot come up with anything. Just a body shot, and what could have been a massive play for ATK connects for nothing. And that's going to be round 3 for Team 1 as ATK are running for the hills, running for their lives, and saving an MP9 and a FAMAS, and a heartbreaking way to lose. Even one kill is something out of that whole scenario. They got skunked.
I mean, you're almost better off pulling out the knife, get the backstab, and then pick up the rifle, right? That could not have gone worse for Swisher. I mean, it's such an advantage that he gained. What a shame. What a shame. But at least ATK will walk out of this with a couple of guns. Thing is, Team 1, they are good on Overpass, and it continues to carry over here from that previous BO3. Nicely done here to get that third round, as ATK are reeling. This is a full-on eco. They're not investing anything aside from what they brought in from the previous round.
Yeah, this is what they should be doing here. They got to save. They have to go for the save and try again with Team 1 with 4. But this is the strong side for ATK. If they don't get things going quickly, their T side is going to suffer, and their map result is probably not going to be favorable. So they cannot afford to let Team 1 get too many rounds on the board on this T side. They need to get something going soon. This is not the round to necessarily do it when you'd expect. If they're able to find a way to win this one, all the more power to them. But it's not the round you really expect to see somebody win. Swisher's been spotted, so is Mistum. And Mistum will be spammed down by Pesa. Smokes off short as well. Swisher gets spammed by Maluk. Malbs will lose that fight, but he does so much damage to both. Probably going to toss that over. Never mind. He's going to get caught up by TRK, who's still working in con. So all things considered, things are going well for Team 1. Fady will pick up an M4, have no armor, and the smoke will actually allow MO Team to back away. He might be trying to save the armor here. There's no real reason for ATK to even contest the site. And Fady's obviously trying to save the M4, be a bit of a bank for the ATK side. But a very unfavorable start for ATK to kick this one off.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Because, Team 1 wins the pistol round, and ATK strike back immediately to find that force buy. But, I mean, just a great job by Team 1 with the Deagles. We already talked about it in round number 3 to pull this one back in their favor and then pick up 3 in a row, including this one. Make it 4-2-1. ATK, like you said. Okay, you get an A1S. MP9 survives. Might as well keep the MP9 and save a little bit of cash. No? Maybe? Perhaps? I don't know. Doesn't appear to be in play. No, they're just going to invest into the A1S instead. No MP9 is going to come through. They want that full-on buy-up, at least in terms of guns, with the 4 A1Ss and the big green in Bowden's hands. So no money saved forward. Team 1, I mean, they're going to keep cruising along. 3 AKs, the Galil, and the op. The nade stack comes through. Bowden manages to dodge it and stays in position, but misses the flick onto Malps, who will get the opener for Team 1 again. Team 1 look way better today against ATK than they did yesterday, that's for sure.
Team 1 look alive, but there's a good spam back for MOTM. And Maluk will trade this one back from Khan onto Fady. But the thing is, too, Team 1 already had a game. ATK are just trying to get the engines rolling.
Yep.
And they did have a very slow start yesterday. So maybe they're just starting slow, a little bit of fatigue. Once they get into it, they feel a lot better. But Team 1 are really firing on all cylinders, especially on Overpass. They look so comfortable on this map. And they're just egging on this aggression from ATK, waiting for it to come through. MOTM goes hunting, and he actually wins the fight. Maluk gets out without getting traded. Takes a lot of damage, but that does not matter. He's on the op, leaving it all down to MOTM to basically solo this side against 2 players pushing up long. He's got to be wary of his bathrooms as well. Now goes back to check his long side, and it looks like Team 1 are going to try and double back here, or at least rely on Maluk to draw a rotation down, but MOTM is not biting. He's holding the line, as Mistim has monster control firmly in his hands. If MOTM gets 1 more kill, it's a viable round, but if he bides his time and waits for 2, he can do it all, and he gets out of there alive, tosses the nade, and buys more. It doesn't connect onto IDK, but it stalls. He has done enough to bring this to a 2-on-2. There is no kit. And where does Mistim rotate? Up through Khan, and look who's watching for it. It's Maluk.
Maluk, waiting, engages, misses the shot, missed him. Manages to win the engagement. Now a pincer attack is on. IDK gonna try and sneak through the smoke. It's the right play. MOTM spamming through, kind of expects it, but it doesn't matter. MOTM is dropped, and IDK puts himself in a 1v1. Time ticking away. Missive just might try and smoke defuse. This is exactly what he's doing, but it's a 10-second defusal. IDK spamming through. He can't find Mistim. No. Mistim might get this one. He pulls out the knife, tries to slash him, but he can't. Mistim pulls off the defusal and wins the round. Adds salt to the wound by fragging IDK at the end. But oh my goodness, 10 full seconds on the defuse, and IDK just couldn't find out where he was. He could have even charged forward sooner, right?
Yeah, he could have. I don't think he expected the 10-second defuse initially.
No, definitely not.
Pros don't fake, I guess.
Yeah.
But that should not have worked. He just took the far angle. He smoked it deep, he took the far angle, and I guess that was enough to throw off the Team 1 player. I don't think we'll ever see that again. But, hey, if ATK gets him around on the board, and that definitely does help out the confidence, too. I'm sure Mistim will be happy about that. The in-game leader over for ATK with a big clutch to get them their 2nd round on the board, their first gun round. But ATK need to keep things clean now. Bowden has the op. And the Molotov will keep both him and MOTM at bay. I think they might have been going for a divider boost at that point. Something a little bit cheeky to get that opening pick. Yeah, look at MOTM just tuck it into the corner. Smoke ready to go. If they want to go for that boost, to get that opening kill. But in the meantime, look how open long is, and Team 1 seem to know that ATK don't cover long at all, because they just seem to get there for free and don't really have too many cares in the world. That smoke, I don't think, also went the way that MOTM wanted to, as he backs away from that. That was not the ideal smoke position, and the 8 take's going to be on here with 3 players. Never mind, just 2 players to defend. How did Swisher die?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look back in the replay. If we had it, it would be nice. But Malbs and Pesa are going to get another couple here. And after ATK, the heroics in that previous round on the defusal, now they're back to a save. What a great execute by Team 1 onto the A site. Made it look easy, honestly. And a 5th round is picked up. Good job by them. Oof, 5-1. We already talked about how dominant they can be on their CT side, right? On the Team 1 end. And if you look at their T-win percentage, it's already better than ATK's, which is in the 40s, whereas Team 1 is at 56.1%. So if Team 1 continue their trek upwards here on their T side and are able to deny ATK double digits on their CT side, this one could be over rather quickly.
It almost feels like this one should be over rather quickly the way it's going.
Yeah.
ATK have won a round with a pistol force-up where they got bailed out by time, essentially, and a 10-second ninja stick. Neither rounds are replicable. Neither rounds are rounds we can be like, all right, we had success, let's do this again to make it work. Neither rounds are doing it. So now, ATK are calling a timeout to talk things over, let Spray have his say, and to figure out what is going wrong. And what is going wrong right now for ATK? It's probably a multitude of issues. It's a bit of a struggle on the start. It's a bit of a slow, cold open. But the other problem is they're losing a lot of these opening fights. They're going alone. They're getting picked off one at a time. And it's kind of the same problem that Nouns had against Team 1 earlier today, isn't it? Where they just weren't able to get anything going.
Yeah, honestly, it looks like a repeat for Team 1. If anything, ATK having more struggles than Nouns did on their CT side so far. Well, ATK, 2 rifles saved from the previous round is all they're going to have to work with. No utility at all. And the USP's around that. They have a stack going, and Fady does manage to take down Mobs. That works out well. Swisher gets 2 with the USP! TRK and Pace are dropped. IDK manages to get a couple back, though, and settle things down. MOTM and Bowden only have the pistol. I think a rifle is within range, but MOTM just doesn't want to chance it, and for good reason. Maluk is holding the angle. Bowden trying to sneak up on him, but Maluk readjusts, checks Monster, takes Bowden down, and Team 1 could be breathing a sigh of relief. They are. Whew. So close to an upset round victory after Swisher found those 2 with the USP, but Team 1 hang on. The IGL Maluk takes hold of that round and does not release his grip. 9-3, excuse me, is his scoreline now as he leads the scoreboard.
Yeah, Maluk really taking this one by the horns, wrangling in ATK. And that's the opping prowess he brings to the table, too. We haven't really been able to see the op of Bowden. He had it once, and it didn't really work out for ATK at all. So they're up against superior firepower right now. And they have not found a way to not get picked off first. Bowden makes some noise in con. He's going to back away, and he doesn't really get any information out of that because Malbs has already slipped by. Malbs is going to hear the spray as well. It's a beat take on, and Mistim's going to be the first to go down. Nade will come through. It'll do a little bit of damage, but Fady's only able to get 1 as it's a 2-for-1 trade for Team 1. Counter utility being thrown by ATK as Swisher has a pop flash for himself. The nade lands right on his position, though. Good read from Team 1. Looking very comfortable on the CTs, or on the T side, excuse me. Swisher does manage 1 kill, and Bowden will strike for a second, and things might get a little hairy here for Team 1 as now Mobs will stabilize with a kill on the Swisher. Drops the Molotov for the player that could be coming up towards short. Has no confirmation on that. And Bowden will wait for MOTM to pop through, but there's no kits for the boys on ATK, and that poses a big issue as 10 seconds is a long time. It's about half the bomb timer, and Mobs says who needs to wait for time. We can just rip their heads off.
Should be done. MOTM does get 1 and only 1. Actually got a little bit closer towards the end, but Malbs gets a 3K. And man, he has been very good on the multi-kill rounds throughout the day. 7 3-kill plus rounds in the first BO3, which was insane considering that he only had 6 in the first 4 maps of play in this qualifier. And I mean, he really did boost his stats overall, now at a positive 13 kill to that differential after coming in to that previous BO3 with I think minus 15 or definitely in the negative 10s. So Malbs waking up here for Team 1 is definitely a good sign. We'll see if he can keep it going as this one continues on forward. And ATK Fady through the smoke and a wall connects onto Mob, so at least he will silence him into this round. But the rest of Team 1 is already barreling on forward, and ATK don't really have much they can do. Team 1 getting 8 here on their T side. is so problematic for ATK.
It is very problematic for ATK, as this half is about to go the way of Team 1, so they will match their usual 56% win rate, give or take a couple percent, but it's in the neighborhood, so they're doing good. They're about doing par for the course right now in Overpass. Everything else is where they can really start to establish control. And I feel like this is going to be a map to forget for ATK, much like Mirage against B-Hop was, and that's actually map number 2, folks, so... For ATK, they gotta have a repeat of how they played on Mirage and hope their Ancient's up to snuff, because Overpass is almost done and dusted as it is. You let the opposition get 8 rounds on T side, chances are you're not winning. So Team 1 have theoretically done their job already.
Could get even better for them. As ATK really haven't been able to put a stop to anything. And the player that's usually really consistent and able to perform at a very high level, regardless of the scoreline, Swisher, is only at 4 frags. Not to say the rest of his team is doing any better, they're not, but he's the one they do look towards to spark things. Yeah, I mean, still, everyone else at 5, so it's 1 less, right? Or 1 more for the rest.
Yeah, except for Bowden, who's at 3.
Yeah. Anyway, ATK, still a lot of Counter-Strike left to be played here. 4. Make that 5 more rounds, including this one in this half. And Mobs is going to just walk right up short A. It's open, free for the taking, Team 1. We'll say thank you very much. Swisher peeking around from Dicebox. Let's see if this is round. There's one. Bomb has been dropped. Mobs knows where to look. He's going to swing it. Doesn't matter. He goes down as well. Swisher gets the 2K. What did I just say? He's an important piece. He helps them get these rounds, and now only Maluk left standing as Bowden takes down TRK up close and personal. That is exactly what the doctor ordered for ATK. Not only are they likely going to get the round victory, but if they can keep these 4 bodies alive, it helps build their economy as we move forward here. Maluk, kind of trapped. Maybe an opening. No, MOTM's watching. He's looking right in this direction. Should be an easy frag for him, but no! Even while he's holding the angle, Maluk is the one to win the day. And that means only 3 bodies left, 28 seconds as it stands, and Maluk probably just going to fall back now. There's no reason for him to fight further.
Nah, I mean, there's no real reason for him to save here either. Just get rid of the op and make sure that ATK can't get it. But it looks like he's just going to commit to the save. Maybe pick off 1 more exit if they go hunting for him, which there's no reason ATK should hunt. They don't have money. They can't afford the hunt. But you said it could be just what the doctor ordered for ATK, John. I feel like it's more like hospice care. It would take a miracle to get them off of life support.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, if they can keep Team 1 off of double digits in this half, maybe there's a chance of coming back. I mean, like I said, their T side is not good on Overpass, so it would have to go against everything we've seen so far from ATK on Overpass, at least over the last 3 months. It's possible. Anything's possible.
Yeah, anything's
Unlikely,
possible.
but at least they got to give themselves a chance, and they do that by winning out here.
That's not going to be easy, though.
No, not at all. Oh,
That's a good start.
Bowden gets the opener. I thought that the nades were going to connect there.
Now it's just a flash. It wasn't enough. And Bowden does a really good job of managing connector. That's a good way to get him involved in the game as well. Getting him aggressive with the AWP. Goes back to sewers. Will go towards site instead, as there's already a player out. Monster Molotov and a toxic and missed him, falling away from the barrels. Gets his bell rung. Bowden goes back to pipe as Fady will work his way around the smokes on the site proper. Pace is expecting it though. Fady gets domed by IDK. The comms are good for Team 1 as they get the man advantage back. No bomb plant just yet, but now it's Swisher's turn with the Icarus fell this time. Instead of a hot rod, Bowden. 1 kill, but Swisher's fallen. MOTM and Bowden have to do it all alone now. MOTM sprays away, gets 1, but only 1. 1v2 for the op of ATK would be a 1v2 clutch with a 4K on the round. Potential lineup, he hits both, but kills neither. That is about as unlucky as you can get. Wallbang, leg shot on both.
Ay, they lined up for him. You're absolutely right. I can't believe both of them survive as it's a leg shot, like you said, and through the wall, so it doesn't even do as much damage as a leg shot usually would, because if it did, I think they were both low enough to go down, right? I don't think they were at
First
full
guy was
HP.
100 HP.
Okay, so the second one would have gone down. Anyway, look, doesn't matter. Team 1 still take it. In fact, this is the second time in the round they lined up. The first time was against the A1S, and Pesa luckily was able to get the frag, and then there, right at the end. Oh boy, Team 1 playing with fire a little bit, but they already have an amazing T side, so no fuss, no muss, as they are going to get another 2 entries. Pesa finding Fady, Mobs right before that, taking down MOTM, and now Bowden will fall by the wayside too. So this round is likely done. Swisher could slip through, maybe find one. No, TRK spotted him out, and it's missed him. Just hanging out at the B site. Not much you can do in this round.
Not much you can do at all. Maybe 1 kill. But even that might be asking a lot. Pace is on the hunt, and he'll get the exit. Might even upgrade to the Deagle. Not in time, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. ATK will use their 2nd to 4 tactical timeouts, but at this point, Team 1 already have double digits. They're 6 rounds away, with a potential for 12 out of this T half of Overpass. That is a number you do not see on this map, on the T side, ever. Yeah,
it's extremely rare, and Team 1... their T-side win percentage is now going to go up on Overpass. Today's just a day for Team 1 to continue improving their stats, their map stats in particular. And, I mean, their pistol win percentage also increasing here. It was 83 at the beginning of the day. Now it's at 85. I believe 86 with that last one that they just won. That's actually ridiculous. Anything above 70, I would say, is already crazy in terms of pistol rounds, because usually it's sitting at the 50-50 mark. Once you go to the 80s, and then even potentially 90s, you're doing something very, very right.
Yeah, very, very right indeed. And I think it just goes to show how good the Team 1 players are as individual aimers as well, because pistol rounds can be a bit of RNG. It really comes down to who lands the first shot. The thing is, Team 1 almost always lands the first shot. Maluk with a wide swing hits the chest shot with the Deagle. So he's doing chip damage already. Mistum's forced away by IDK's spray, and Fady's already down. So things are looking real good right now for Team 1 again against the buy-up of ATK. This will be the last buy-up they face of the round, or the half, unless ATK are able to win this one somehow. Which, as they have really failed to stabilize anything at all, is probably a little unlikely. Swisher's going to back away a little bit more here. And that'll do a little bit of damage onto Pesa, but it's not really anything to write home about. Swisher needs a kill. He needs to swing out wide, and he does get the bomb. That's information plus the kill. But it's still a 4v4, which theoretically favors the T side in the even scenarios. More map space to gain. The flashes are pristine. And Bowden around. Monster comes up empty-handed. IDK will get mowed down by Mistum. And Pace is very low, but there's the cats, or the short swing, excuse me, from Mobs, who doubles down. And MOTM will inspect the butterfly and try and save. But at this point, what difference does it make for ATK?
Look, Mobs is playing so very well. The multi-kill rounds are just flowing for him. He's only at 10 frags. It feels like more than that because of how impactful each one of his frags has been. But leading the charge, as he has been throughout this qualifier, is Pesa. 17-7, almost at 20, and we're not even done with the first half. Team 1 will have 11 rounds. Looking to make it 12-3 before we head to that second. I can't believe that they're playing even better on their T side here than they did in the first match.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Especially the way ATK played against them yesterday. I didn't expect this. I thought it would be very tightly contested.
Yeah, I thought it would be a lot closer. I thought it would be...
I'd say it's the same as yesterday, right? When we were talking about ATK dominating Team 1. We thought Team 1 would perform better, and now it's the shoe's on the other foot.
Let's see what ATK can do with the M4s and the utility they have. They have a kit on Bowden, but don't Bowden well. And Team 1 just continuing to work around the map, looking for their opening opportunities. Pesa will eat a bit of nade damage. But it's going to be enough. Oh, there's a boost for TRK, or actually, are they going to boost up Malud? No, they're going to boost the rifle. I believe he spotted the head of MOTM over towards Party. And MOTM's going to clear up close. The flashbang's good. It blinds both, but MOTM only nails one. TRK is alive, bleeding but alive. And it's another 4v4 scenario where ATK cannot catch a break right now. Unless Bowden's able to stop the bomb from crossing over towards long. He's done a little bit of damage into IDK as well. 3 good players, but Malbs comes up empty-handed. Swisher shuts him down. And perhaps there's a chance for ATK to grab a 4th.
Yeah, Malbs, who's been so very threatening, finally misses a spray down. And Swisher gets the edge. Bowden boosted up here. Over top the sign and is able to take down Pesa. So only one player left now. It's TRK as Bowden finds his second, and TRK was already lit earlier on. He's only at 9 HP, so perhaps ATK can salvage a 4th here. It seems extremely likely with only 35 seconds left for TRK to find 4 frags and plant the bomb. And he's surrounded. That's it. So TRK goes down. ATK salvage a 4th as
We're hopping in, flying for the seat of our pants here into half number 2 between ATK and Team 1. And while one team was awake, the other one, not so much. ATK down at only 4 rounds. Team 1 dominating on the T side of Overpass. 11 rounds on T Overpass. Boggs and JRT on the call, and Team 1 with a little boost over towards B, and Bowden B hopping backwards to his death.
Yeah, Pesa just had a beat on him. And the second for Pesa. Beatty's trying to close the gap, but he does finally take down one and missed and finds a second, then a third. Okay, ATK are pulling this one back after planting the bomb. IDK only gets one before he is dropped. Now Maluk has to try and clutch the 1v2. Will Team 1 finally lose a pistol round? Yes, they will. MOTM, the trade, and ATK get the all-important pistol to get a 5th on the board. It is something. And given that Team 1 do have a propensity to force up in these situations, it's not a guaranteed 6th round that'll be picked up. And Team 1 will be forcing
ATK did
up.
last half.
Yeah, exactly. And not to mention Team 1 back in their direction, right? After that, forced by ATK, they forced up and then took the next one. So, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We'll see. We'll see. ATK going to be pushing up aggressively towards the B side. They've already got monster control. They got a couple of players going into construction. MOTM working his way to sandbags. And Swisher's waiting at connector. MOTM gets the opener. And Swisher should find the second. He does. And it's not looking too bad for ATK so far.
Yeah, not too bad at all. They still have to contend with the scout of Maluk and the scout of IDK. MP9 on Pesadillo as well. But it shouldn't be a round that's going to be too much of a damage dealer, and all pace is removed. So things getting smoother and smoother for ATK. The scouts will be saved into the following round. And that'll be a good one here for ATK to stabilize things a little bit more, as their T side not known to be very strong. What's the win rate? Somewhere in the 40th percentile, about 42%, give or take. So for ATK, everything they can get is going to be huge. If they're somehow able to get within 3 rounds of Team 1 before Team 1 are able to get another one on the board, ATK are still within striking distance.
Yep.
And they might be able to pull things back. But a lot of that comes down to mental toughness as well. And going back to yesterday, I do have doubts about that, seeing how they performed against B-Hop, particularly on map 2 of that series. So for ATK right now, I think it's just trying to build up some momentum going into Mirage, where they did have a phenomenal CT side against Team 1 last night.
Yep.
But overall, they have yet to truly inspire confidence throughout this weekend for me.
Yeah, I think before we get excited about a potential comeback for ATK, we need to see the following round after this one, when Team 1 are going to be back on a full-on buy-up, because yes, ATK won pistol, they got the second one, and then they should be able to convert a third off of that. Then is the real test. Can they fend off Team 1 CT side when the rifles are up and running? Before we get there, ATK do have to take this round, pull it away from Team 1, who can be very effective with those pistols. Not to mention Maluk with the scout. All of ATK moving their way in towards Monster. MOTM letting Swisher take the lead with the MAC-10, as he should, and Swisher's going to walk out, catches TRK with utility in his hands, and TRK will burn down to 26. 3 Team 1 members are bottled up in pit, and they're just going to get mopped up by Swisher, who finds himself a 3-piece. Maluk, the last one standing, and this one was never really in doubt for ATK.
No, it wasn't. It's a bit cleaner than last round as well. They might even finish off Maluk too, who's holding with his scout. His positioning has been revealed, and he's got too many different angles to try and get something done with. He gets mowed down by one of the two options. That's Swisher with a 4K. And there we go. This is where it all hangs in the balance, really, for ATK. They need to have a good round of this. It's a bonus round, so they don't necessarily need to win. They need to deal a lot of damage.
Yes.
Damage is the name of the game here. And against the op of Maluk, it's going to prove to be a little difficult because we know what that guy's capable of. We saw it on the T side, getting opening picks. It's a lot easier when you're on the blue.
And also Pesa, right? He's very solid. He's really, right now, he's just unbelievable. Swisher was in the upper tunnels momentarily, but as it stands, ATK want to try and hit that B side again. They've had success so far. And they say, you know what, why not? We know the rifles are going to be out this time, but maybe we can do the same thing. Have Swisher take the lead with the MAC-10 and try to do the damage. Here they go. Swisher, he's already out onto site. He's closed the gap. Pace has dropped. Swisher doesn't get the second, but Fady's out, managed to take down Mobs. TRK's so low, and IDK has to support him. He can't. MOTM closes the gap, and now IDK needs to get a 2K. He gets one. 2K would have given his team the man advantage, but now Maluk is going to be smoked off, but he still connects on the missed him. It's not a frag, but it is through the box. Oh my goodness. Maluk does manage to get that, and MOTM trades it out. This is chaos right now, and MOTM walked in that Molotov, bring him down to 5 HP. He's really hesitant to grab this bomb because he has no clue where IDK could possibly be, not to mention he is on life support at the moment. IDK should be able to get this one if he peeks now, but he's not going to. He wants to wait until the bomb is planted, or at least until he hears the buttons being pressed on said bomb. MOTM hunting around. And now with this flashbang thrown, you have to imagine IDK is going to peek.
He's got to know where he is. Sees the shadow.
There it is.
Easy. I did like that a lot from IDK, though, because he's not aware. He's aware of the fact that MOTM could have grabbed the bomb and gone to A.
Yep.
He's also aware of the fact that MOTM could have pushed on him. So he's not going to overextend. He's going to play the more disciplined game. He's going to play his percentages. And the best odds of him winning, we're just biding his time, waiting for MOTM to make a move. But what did we say was the name of the game for ATK in this round?
Damage.
And what did they do?
Lots of it. 4 players down on the team one side. Only one survives on through, and I believe the op was saved. Either way, it's going to be 2 FAMASas, 2 A1Ss, and the op. Utility is not full for Maluk, but everyone else pretty much full except for Mobs missing one piece. Thing is, the economy is so very fragile on the ATK side. It's the opposite. They've still got money to play with, even if they lose this round. So, again, name of the game, keep the economy honest on the team one side, so that when you do strike back, it'll be very tough for them to recover.
It will be really difficult for them to recover, but Team 1 are very good at stabilizing. They're very good at finding ways to win, even on meager buys. ATK have a lot to prove still. That last round, it was okay. It was alright. They got the damage done. But now they got to do more than just alright. They got to win. They have to be perfect. And so far they're defaulting up towards A. Malbs is just sitting in a smoke towards top bathrooms. Could actually get the drop on people, as nobody actually appears to be looking for this position. He's hearing a lot of noise, so at the very least he's getting information. MOTM might swing out wide, but Malbs is ready. MOTM's flash goes in, and Malbs just gets demolished.
Really?
There's an opening from MOTM, and Swisher has found a pick towards B as well. ATK can go either side they wish, and it looks like they're going to end towards B, where there is 2 out of 3 players for Team 1. But still, there's no utility to really fend this off. That smoke and Molotov are 2 of their last 3 pieces of utility. TRK gets flashed in the second one, will do something.
IDK.
And that'll be a double kill on the FAMAS for him to a 3v3, and ATK picked the wrong site.
Oh my goodness, IDK, what a flash. His teammate would have been dead to rights. It's TRK, but the flashbang saves him and gives him a 2K. Maluk managed to take down, missed him, but Bowden is good for an off frag as well into TRK. He's gained the space onto B. IDK's right there, though, and IDK headshots him. MOTM trying to come in from the flank, and he is successful, but Maluk has the bomb, and time is over. Done. Team 1 have taken it. and it's 13-7. I mean, again, look, damage done to Team 1, right? By ATK, economy is taken really low, only one player survives. You also have to keep in mind, because of that massive lead that Team 1 brought into the second half, they need to win rounds too, eventually.
What are rounds?
One thing, sorry, Austin, I just want to talk about IDK
good.
for a second. He has been so good with the flashes. In 6 games played, he's thrown 1.04 flashes per round, has 0.13 flash assists per round, and averages almost 1 enemy flashed per flash. That's actually, it might sound like, oh, well, obviously 1 enemy flash per flash. No, that's really, really good. 0.91 in
Wait,
that
hold on. Did you
department.
say 0.13?
Flash assists? Yes. Yeah.
That's about triple to quadruple what average is.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Good as like 0.8.
Yeah, he's really been doing well with the flashes, and you saw it there. That's why I mentioned it. Just a perfect example of how he's supporting his teammates with the utility.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. And he's not even just supporting with utility, he's supporting with kills.
Yeah.
He's backing his teammates up. He's giving them opportunities to escape from unruly situations. He's really being a utility man for Team 1. And he's been a big part of their success throughout today. Maluk shoots wide and can't connect onto MOTM playing behind the rock. Bit of a tight shot for Maluk to hit. Mobs will not be able to aggress either as he is flashed away. Maluk could get caught by Bodenmaster, and he will indeed. Mobs will win the duel against MOTM, though, bringing it to a 4-on-4
Boden's
that
on A.
still favors the T side. Look at the utility usage from Team 1. Bowden gets shot in the back by IDK, who picks up a pair, looking for the hat trick, gets halfway to the hat trick and fizzles out there. Mobs with a nice angle onto Fady. Missed him in a 1v3 with 19 seconds to go. This one is really not likely, and he'll get 1, maybe 2, but Team 1 are about to get a 14th, and yeah, it really did come down to that. What was it, round 19 at 7-11 as to whether or not ATK would have what it takes to get anything done on this T side.
Yeah, and they might opt for a half buy here. They could force up. I mean, you got the full loss bonus. Do they? Yeah. No, they actually don't, because they won 3 in a row at the beginning, so they still haven't built up to the full loss bonus. Only going to be 2,900 in the next round, so they need to be careful with how much they invest here. Oh boy. Well, I have a troubling stat here if you're ATK, Austin.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so here it is. Over the last 3 months, after Team 1 wins Map 1, they've only lost Map 2 1 time. The exact stat, 11 wins on Map 2 after taking Map 1, 1 loss, meaning they only lose Map number 2 8.3% of the time after taking the first one. And you know how many BO3s they lose in that situation?
None?
None. They won Map 3 in that one that they'd lost Map 2. Yeah. That's so yeah, if you're an ATK fan or you're ATK, it's not it's something you just probably want to forget about and hope for the best, cuz wow.
Wow, indeed. That does not bode well.
No.
It's not a pleasant oracle. Pesa checks his left after clearing his right.
Yeah.
That if he killed the first guy quicker, he might have been able to get the second. But look how much damage IDK has taken. There's an opportunity for ATK out of this round, especially with the picked up rifle. Maybe they can grab an 8th, maybe a 9th as we move forward here. There's opportunities for ATK out of this round, but they have to convert on them. It's like they're getting people in good position to score goals. They're just not able to finish and get the puck in the net or the ball in the net, whether you want to go hockey or soccer or football. For those of us who use football for soccer, I will give all 2 translations for the Americans and the world. Bowden, though, that's a nice entry. IDK is so low, and he falls to Bowden as well. Bomb can go down, and ATK can grab a 7th, or an 8th rather, for free, as TRK and Maluk want nothing to do with this. They are saving. And ATK find a way to stay alive.
I mean, finally, yes, Team 1 have been winning round after round, but ATK have made it tough for them on this 3-round win streak. So at the very least, their economy was kept honest to the point where they must save here and can't even try for the heroics. So the op and the A1S will be carried forward, but outside of that, it's going to be a save. Still, Team 1 can do the damage with those 2 rifles. Good job by ATK, at the very least, right? They get that opening frag, and a bit of a mix-up by Pesa, right? I'd say a mistake, because he clears his left before his right, which is really strange. He just completely overlooked a player. He could have easily gotten the first and transferred to the second, and then we'd be looking at a 15th round for Team 1 more than likely, but it happens. Sometimes you just look the wrong way. And the lead is cut down to 6. Team 1. Okay, no, they're going to force up. They don't want to go for the save. They want to fully invest into this round, whatever they can. Actually, it's not too shabby. 2 MP9s, the CZ, and almost a full belt utility for 3 players.
CZ only for IDK could pose a problem. The MP9's not as much of an issue, but still potentially. Great flash comes
Flash
in.
IDK again.
Yep.
Yeah.
He read my mind. It's like, all right, who's the flash? It's
Yeah.
IDK. Cool. That dude's just so good with the flash. Chalk that one up as a flash assist for him. And there's the opening pick for Team 1. Moms gets mollied away. Swisher's in front of this as well, but that spam from Sewers is going to keep Swisher from being able to aggress. And that buys time for the escape, for the retreat. As look how far Moms has gone. He's already on the A site map now. He's just booked it all the way back. And now he's going to go long. So he wants to go back and fight a little bit more. But with the early pick out of this round, Team 1 have already set themselves up for success. Pace has been able to grab an AK and get rid of an MP9. I think everyone in their right mind would take the AK over the MP9 in every single situation. IDK around in the smoke gets run into. And they're going to pass him by. Oh, my.
Oh, they're backing off.
I can hear the music in the back of my mind. Smoke criminal. But Mobs has fallen. There's an opportunity for ATK now in the 4v4.
Ah, there's IDK. He strikes, gets the 2K with the CZ, picks up the AK. Finally will go down, but that should be enough for Team 1. Maluk connects on to Mistim, brings down to 6, and then Pesa finishes the job. 2K for him. Oh my goodness, IDK just waiting patiently in one smoke. Then a second one is thrown. They back off from the position, but they just didn't think that anyone would have stuck around that long and come around the corner with util in their hands. And IDK is more than happy to oblige, hitting his 20th frag of the map and helping his team get to map point here. 7 opportunities for Team 1 to close this one out. And ATK at least are able to get 3 AKs, a tech, and a op into the round. But, well, I mean, you already mentioned it, Boggs. The fact that it was 11-4 at the half and how good Team 1 was doing on their T side, even when it was 5-2, it just felt like this map was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, it really did. And it's just getting more and more solidified as that fact as time goes on. Pace should be able to get full kills here. Sprays down both. The bomb falls for TRK helping out with that. And Pace has gotten backstabbed, but TRK is there for the trade. The trades are always there for the T side right now. And that is so advantageous for Team 1. It's a big part of their success. Their CT side being stalwart. Bowden and Mistim the last alive at a 2v4. TRK falls away from barrels and takes a more defensible position. IDK found out by Bowden, but look at the damage he took on that duel. And this means that Team 1 with their player in pit has a very good chance of finishing this one out with a double the score of their opposition. The bomb has not been planted. Bowden's doubling back towards connector, keeping an eye on the flank, where Maluk's just keeping an eye on short. He's got an angle. He just has to wait. That's the problem for ATK. They have to make a play, but Maluk swings first, does not connect that shot. But the information's gained. The bomb has been spotted. And now Team 1 know exactly what's coming forth here. Bowden will strike from Mobs. TRK falls to Mistim. And maybe, just maybe, ATK will stay alive one more round.
Really pulling this one back. Maluk sticks to the op. I think they might have heard him. Flashbang's going to come through. It's a good one. Mistim's going to have to look away, and he keeps his eye towards heaven and will take Maluk down. So, ATK survived for at least one more round, probably 2, because the economy for Team 1 is in the dumpster. Timeout going to be called by ATK to talk things over, but it will be their last timeout. They've burnt all 4 of them. No better time than now to call it, of course. because one more round loss and they're done.
Yeah, and it's also not a bad half for ATK. They've won 5. They've won one more round on the T side than they have on the CT side, which I think is a pretty solid one for ATK. But it's still a long road to overtime, right? It would require 7 rounds in a row to take them to overtime. They've got 1. 6 more to go. This one might be a little easier, although Pesadillo and Mulbs and Deagles, Maluk as well, can't count him out. IDK is a CZ, which got him to the last time he had one. And he has flashes too, so for ATK you still can't rest on your laurels here. But they get to 10, they get to 11. 12, 13 is where things get a little sweaty for Team 1. A little hot under the collar. But it's still a long way. A lot of ifs have to go right for ATK to even get to that point.
Team 1 are going to force up into this round. Maluk getting tagged down, and now they know where he is, but look at the connections he makes onto Mistim. Takes him down to 1 HP. Holy moly. Maluk through the wall, follows the tracers, and now Mulbs is going to finish the job. 5v4 for Team 1. And again, reminder, this is the force buy for them. Pesa has already made his way to playground, but Bowden was watching. Luckily for Swisher, because I think he would have been dead.
Yeah, he would have. Most likely. I mean, there's always a chance it doesn't connect, but... Now into 4v4. ATK have drawn the rotations to A. They've made the bait, and they've sold it well. Bomb's going to go in towards B. Be a free plant here. And it should be a free round. Now, they can't lose MOT. They can't donate an AK over to Team 1 right now. That would be not a good thing, to put it lightly. And ATK are really doing their due diligence, clearing everything out. But they might be taking too long as the rotations are coming down. Bowden's got one Swisher, taps away, takes down IDK. But the bomb finally going down with 13 seconds on the clock. Jeez, they're cutting it close, and Bowden hits the deck. Mulbs finds another, and this is winnable for Mulbs. He's got an angle in heaven, but he does not have a kit, and I don't think there's one down. That's the one downside here. But if he gets the kills either way, the money's not great for ATK. Mulbs in the open. Picks up a 7.
1 HP.
He could still win this.
No way!
Told you.
I can't believe Mulbs wins this. I mean, I think he has enough time for the defusal. It is a full
He
10
should have
seconds. It's coming down to the wire. Mulbs just has the defusal. There we go. He clutches it out.